You brought up Beanie Sigel. Do you feel like Beans should have been bigger than what he had? Because I do remember
Hell
seeing
yeah.
an interview with Jay, and they,
Now,
everybody
what happened
thought
with
Beanie
Beans?
Sigel was going to be like the next
Wait. What happened?
huge
I'm
thing.
gonna tell you. What happened with Beans was we had set up the clothing line. I sold my interest in Roc-A-Wear, Rocafella, and we were gonna do the movies and do everything, and then he just went with Jay when he came home, and that f***ed up a lot of money for me. I've heard interviews where he says he didn't know these things. I'm like, he definitely knew these things. And then when Tom, I keep forgetting his last name, but they went around my back and talked to Beans and told him he should be making clothes more like Rockwear because sales wasn't. And then he did that record with R. Kelly, and he was like, it wasn't Beans, it wasn't State Property Beans. So I just felt like Jay tricked him so he wouldn't take over, because Beans was like, he was. I can't say he wasn't like that. He's regardless of what has happened,
Yeah, Beans was the truth. He was the truth. That first album, it was just that.
he was about that life. He was like that. Like I've argued with Beans and be like, damn, now I got to fight Beans, but I would have to if we're gonna do that. But it never came through. You know what I mean? Like, if you run in a crew, no one could. You got to fight whoever steps up. And Beans was ferocious, good rapper, but I got sick of going up to jails and trials. I used to have to take a jet just to hand him over to the feds. It's traumatizing. I had to, I let him stay in one of my cribs, a loft in Tribeca for his house arrest, so he could work. It becomes family, funerals, all type of shit, B. It's like, it's a lot when you're ahead of a certain kind of team. But I do think definitely he could have, that's what I always said. I say homie ruined his life because he was going to be bigger than Jay. Cam was going to be bigger than Jay. Kanye.
Y'all think that's true? People say that. They say Jay-Z will clip you. Even I'm pretty sure Joe Budden says something to that effect too. Even DMX, although ultimately I heard he granted him a solid on the way out the door at Def Jam, but there was even suggestion that, he used to try to do little things to try to clip up DMX and Ja Rule and them, who was supposed to be part of his, collective friend group.
He is bigger than Jay. Pause.
Who's bigger than Jay?
Because he was going to be bigger than Jay. Cam was going to be bigger than Jay. Kanye is bigger than Jay. Pause. You know what I'm saying? Like, every one of them would have had Kanye success. I promise you that.
Nah,
and it could still happen.
Kanye.
And now that Bleak and I see his work ethic, I think he did his big one too. I really do. That's what I regret. I regret not understanding Bleak and how his superpower. His superpower is his loyalty, not his rap.
Y'all better stop disrespecting Bleak's rap. They was tearing me up in the comments because I suggested that Bleak might could have did more, or he didn't capitalize on the moment as best he could. People say he got some classic stuff. First one I checked out, I gotta go back and listen to Bleak's catalog. I never thought he was trash. I never thought Bleak was trash. I thought Bleak was Lil Homie. Plus, it was too much suggestion that Jay wrote his rhymes, and back then that was completely unacceptable. You know what I'm saying? A lot of y'all young dudes, y'all think it's cool now, but that was unacceptable.
It's his loyalty.
You mentioned being there for Beans. I know he was going through his trial and you were there all the time.
Yeah.
What was that time like for you? And what was...
It was tiring. Every day, new suit, van. I was the first dude with a van before Sprinter. So we take the van with the peanut butter guts, with the Roc-A-Fella all in the headrest, and we go to Philly, sit through that trial, go walk through, make sure he felt supported. Then I had to go home and then come on back. But every day I would bring back a different Rocafella. So I was like, if y'all don't support him, I'm not putting your records out. Because we're supposed to be a family. So to me, it's like anybody I get money with, then, like even Oskino, I had to go to, get on, stand for him or whatever. All of them.
Yeah, Oskino talked about that too. He said he'll never disrespect Dame off the strength of that. He remembers that. People remember how you treated him when you was down. How, you know what I mean? People never forget that, because when you're vulnerable and people think that you're finished, that's when their true colors come out. I think that's why Drake's so mad right now. He mad at everybody.
Petey Crack, Petey Crack was supposed to be El Plaga, not Noriega, but he caught a bid.
El Plaga.
It was supposed to be Petey Crack. Arguing with Pete. I used to be arguing with Petey Crack's management. There were some Italians, now I didn't even know, I heard the mob was heavy out there. I don't know if they were mobbed up or not, but it seemed like it. But I'd be arguing with them.
What did you think when Beans and Jay started going, or well, more when Beans started going after Jay?
I wasn't surprised. Matter of time. I was like, I knew that. Because when he said he was going to rock with him, I was like, let's see how that goes.
Because Beans seemed to be really upset that Jay wouldn't vouch for him when he was on trial to get bailed out.
Yes.
Yeah, I was upset about that too. That was some sucker shit to me. We were all upset about it, bro. Nobody was jacking that.
He's like, nah, son, I don't want nothing to do with this. I'm out. Jigga makes cold, calculated decisions. From the outside looking in, it looks like Jigga he's not going to complicate things. He's got his path, and if you get in the way of his path, he don't care. You know what I mean? You are moving on some family principle or whatever. I think Jigga's like, I'm out for me and my family. That's just my perception. I don't know.
Were you surprised? Like, was that something that...
Jay's cold, man. That thing that happened with his father, just breaking out, when he was young, I think that's really made him very cold. So, like, when he was young, and he tells the story, his mother told him that his father didn't want him no more. And I think his father was very close to him. So I know how close I am to Dusko. So, if I ever would have just said, I don't want you anymore, that would kill Dusko. It would break his heart. Any one of my kids. And he actually lived that. So I just think he had a certain kind of trauma that's, made it where he acts a certain way toward people.
Damn. Man.
Yeah, I felt, honestly, when he told me that story, I was like, damn. Because I got kids, so I thought, that sucks. And I think that f***ed him up.
Right, yeah, he's talked about it in quite a few songs, man. We've
Like, nigga,
through his music, we've learned about it.
The shot his own brother. Like, I would never shoot my brother. That's some cold shit. I don't think he tried to kill him. He shot him in the arm, but it wasn't anything that he needed to get shot over. And this is something he talked about in his records. No chatty patty shit, but I know his brother. I knew his brother Eric. He's loud, very loud, and annoying at times. No disrespect, Eric. I don't want no beef with you. Pause, but you definitely were funny to be around. But he didn't deserve to get shot. It was like over a chain or some stupid shit. I was like, you shot your brother over that?
He said in the song, I forgot which one it was.
Yeah, that's wild.
So my point is, he's cold.
I thought he said he was an accident. I think he pulled it on him and accidentally it went off.
But cutting, conniving, and he But what were you gonna say? I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, bro.
No, I'm good. Well, what I wanted to do was come on over here, Nicky Licky. I wanted to introduce you to Nicky Licky.
Okay. Hello.
And it's funny because she made that diss track on 50 and all that, and Cam, and it was because she had, I'm like, yo, them coming at me. She felt the way, but she's a singer, which is funny. But she's like, that I got them for you, and I like that. And that's where there's, like I said, her fearlessness about certain things and her attitude about certain things, and she's kind of like body type Aaliyah. You know what I'm saying? I knew Aaliyah's body very well. It's very similar. You know what I'm saying?
That was the creepiest thing anybody could say.
So, the slender and the certain moves she makes, and her perspective and her approach on music.
You better take it easy. You can't afford no lawsuits, Dame. I'm just saying.
She's a little bit like I said, a white, dark, a lesbian, you know, white, because, again, Aaliyah wasn't a lesbian. But if she was white, she probably would have been. Aaliyah was
Are you trying to pitch your artist to us? This is how you... You're like, oh, light, dark. I know her body. I mean, I know Aaliyah's body. Her body's like Aaliyah. Is very, very good. She's white, dark. She's a dark white Aaliyah type.
Be about everything. I constantly have to be like, yo, is this what excitement looks like? Like she's a little dark. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, you're like the dark white version of her. But she's a writer. And her album, she's with the Black Guns. And her she made...
That's the name of his rock group, if y'all wondering who the Black Guns are.
Records with Cam. I mean, not with him, but she, you know, first time we met, she met Cam, she jumped on. Like, she always, every artist that I'd be like, Nicolette, go ahead, they can't believe it. She'll go in there and lay her vocals quickly, and she can actually sometimes set the bar. And this is a white girl. It's like a white Eminem / singer. Like, it's weird. I prefer, because I like singing, and she always wants to rap and battle and rap all tough. And I'd be like, yo, I want to see the light side. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not always so dark. And
dark white lady, get away from him. Run. If you like your career, you should run.
Aggressive and shit. But, you know, she's from Charleston, and it's not the easiest thing being a lesbian in Charleston back then, you know?
Back when?
So she had to go
How old is
to LA and deal with a lot of poor dickheads. And, you know, she's always been musically inclined, but she also edits, plays instruments. She could do anything, and it's amazing. So
Right.
I'm mad she's a lesbian, to be honest. You know what I'm saying?
Clearly.
But it is what it is.
Clearly.
You know?
So
That's the realest thing he said all interview.
Let me ask you real quick. What's it like working with Dame Dash, man? You know, somebody
I thought you were going to say, what's it like eating all that?
who has made so much history and did so much.
It's intense.
Oh, yeah.
You have to kind of address anything that slows
Like
you down, and you have to fix it and pick it up.
We move in at F1 speed, so I got to push the gas sometimes. It's not regular. You got to do things efficiently, quicker at a professional level. So she's in training.
But it's also a lot of fun, and we laugh all day. We think everything is so funny, and
Smoke a lot of weed.
smoke and
A lot of weed.
talk and chill, but we work hard and play hard.
We definitely play hard. See, if you're gonna have a friend with any kind of masculinity at all, make it a lesbian, because lesbians are a lot of fun to hang around. Honestly, like I have a ball with her, and her friends are funny as hell. In little lesbian situations, I'd be seeing her crack me up. But there's always girls.
He has mentioned her lesbianism so many times she been on here like, I don't know, a minute and a half. He said the word lesbian 15 times.
Around, but I got a girl, so I can't touch none of them. It's cool. But it's definitely some funny shit that goes on. You know what I'm saying? All the time. You can watch her. She has a little movie on America New. It was like a pilot called Play Toy. And her whole existence is women. Pussy distracts her on levels you do not understand. You think girls love girls more than dudes. I'm going to tell you that right now. She's ridiculous. You know, it's not the worst problem. I've had that same problem. I could relate. But I'd be like, you got to stay focused. You can, she'll start, I don't know if she represents all lesbians, but they like to talk on the text a lot, and a lot of connection. They break up fast. It's all type of shit. I watched the L Word. What's the other lesbian? What's the other lesbian joint? The Tampa Bays. We watched the Tampa Bays.
Yeah. I make him watch certain.
I watch all the lesbian shit. Every lesbian television show, I watched it.
I don't know if it teaches him too much, but
yeah, it teaches me not to overreact, because what I see is a lot of overreaction, and they break up like again, I no disrespect. This is what I see. I don't want to get canceled. But when I see their relationships don't last very long, like a month is like a year in lesbian relationships, and can get messy. But we should do a show about it. But she has an album coming out, and she's with the Black Guns, and she plays instruments, she raps, she sings, edits, shoots, pictures, all that shit. And like she's been in situations with me where I'd be like, yo, go get the gun, because people are with me and shit, and she'll go get it and pass it to me. She's passed me the hammer before. And when I've gotten in situations where there's like 10 guys in a room, and I'm like, I'll all y'all up, because I do that a lot. She'll feel so empowered that she'll be like, what you doing? And push the guy, and I'll be like, yo, don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, she thinks she's bigger than she is sometimes. She'll think.
She don't remember that happening. Look at her.
Allegedly. You know what I'm saying? So she's funny, you know, because she'd be like, I got to protect you sometimes. And I'd be like, nah, you don't. You're not going to be physically, this doesn't work out. But
I can try.
But she does try. If she thinks there's a problem, she'll try. So that's why she's my rider, my shooter, my hitter.
Well, that's what it is, Dame. Man, I really appreciate you taking the time. You know, hopefully everything works out for you.
Everything's been working out.
I would love to see it. I would love to see Harlem and Jim and you and Cam and even Jay, man. I think everybody would love to see you guys back together, man.
We don't have to be together. We can work on projects. We don't have to hang out.
Okay, well.
And please don't
Either way,
you know, I
I
want people not to take this grace as weakness or white flag or anything. It's just leading by example. I don't give a f what y'all say. It's just not the right thing to do for us as a culture to keep beefing and up money. That's all.
You're trying to squash the beef.
That's it.
I hear you.
All right, bro. I got to go. I got some shit to do. Appreciate you.
All right, bro. What's up?